Hi everyone, this is Sunny from Database Tech. So today I had come up with one more new session on SQL Server Database. In today's session, I will explain what is self-join. So in self-join, what we do is we join a table to itself. Now, what does that mean? Let's understand this practically in SQL Server. And for that, let's open SQL Server first. So here we have a table name as company. Now let's try to fetch the data from this table using select statement. And how to execute the query? Select the query and click on execute. You can see we have the below output from this table in which we have columns like ID, employee name, employee salary and manager ID. So now let's say we have the requirement where we need manager name for all the employees that belongs to this table name as company. So how we can achieve this? We can achieve this using self-join by joining a table to itself. What I mean is by joining this table which is company to itself. So how we can achieve this? But before we start, we need to understand the requirement. The requirement here is, see, we have the employee name which is Sunny and the manager ID here is 4. So at 4 we have Ambika. So Ambika will be the manager of employee which is Sunny. If you move to the next row which is Yogesh, and for Yogesh the manager ID is 3 and at 3 we have Nisha. So Nisha will be the manager of Yogesh. Similarly, for Nisha, the manager ID is 2. At 2, we have Yogesh. So Yogesh will be the manager of Nisha. This is our requirement which we have to achieve. So to achieve this, what we will do here, we will divide the same table which is company in two parts so that we can use self-join. So let's see how. So the table name is company. The first part we will divide this. I am writing this so that you can understand this in a better way. The second part will be manager. Now let's write down the syntax, or you can say a query. So first we'll fetch the column names, all the column names. Select ID, employee name, then salary from table name which is company. And now let's try to execute this query. We get all the tables, we get all the columns, from this table which is company, but this is not our requirement. Our requirement is to get the manager name for all these employees that we have in this table. So to achieve this, what we do here from company, as I said, we will divide this table in two parts, or you can say in two tables. So the first part is employee. So let's give it name as employee. Then join. The second table will be, it will be same table, but we will give the name as manager. So this you can say these are aliases. And if you are not aware of aliases, I had created a separate video for that. You can go through that. But aliases, as I will try to make you understand, is, see, the company you can give the name as alias. So now you can use the company or you can use the employees. So this will refer the same. What I mean is, see, sometimes you have the big table names. At that time, if you don't want to use those big table names, what you can give the alias name for that table. So that if you don't want to use this big name, you can use the alias name for that same table. Same you can use for column names as well. Okay, so this is alias. So for the company, we are giving the alias as employee. As I said, we have divided this table in two parts. The second part is manager. Okay, so now we have two tables for same company table, employee and manager. Then we have to use, like, we will do the join on basis of what? On basis of what related column? That will be ID. So first will be employee dot ID is equal to the second table which is manager.managerid. So that's it, because we have two IDs, two columns which are ID and manager ID. So we have divided this company table in two parts. First it is employee and the second is manager. And then we had used a join on basis of employee, which is our first table, dot ID is equal to manager, the second table that we created, dot manager ID, which is this one. Now let's execute this query now. Ambiguous column name ID. So why we get this error? Because see, we have divided this table which is company in two parts, employee and manager. And when we are trying to fetch these column names internally, it doesn't know you're fetching these column names from employee or from manager. So we have to specify this. And how we can do that? You have to use the emp table names here with column names. So employee.id, employee.employee and here as well employee.employee salary. So now let's try to execute this one more time. So we get ID, employee name, employee salary, but still this is not our requirement. What we need is manager name. So here we will add one more column, which is employee name as. So here we will use the alias name. So let's give some name. I will give it manager name, but you can give any meaningful name, depends on the requirement. What's your requirement, you can do accordingly. I had given the name as manager name for this column, which is employee name, but here also you have to specify from which table you are fetching this. So for this we are fetching this from, we can give the alias, the second, which is manager, control C and control V. So that's it. Let's try to execute this one more time. So we get manager name. You can change the name, you can give like MNG, it depends on you, like what name is good, what name is meaningful. So you can give, if you just execute this one more time, the column header will be manager, like this, or you can give manager name, which is meaningful name. So that's why I had given the name as manager name, which will work like a column header for this column that we created. So you can see now for Sunny, the manager is Ambika. For Yogesh, the manager is Nisha. So for self join, we don't need another table. We can join the same table to itself. We just divided the same table which was company in two parts. One was employee, the same table we give the alias as employee, the same table we give the alias as manager, and then we use the related column which is ID. From employee it is ID, and from manager that we created here we use manager ID, and here the keyword which is join. So this is how self join works. So I hope you have understood self join. That was it for today's session. We'll come up with the next session shortly. Till then, have a nice day. Bye bye. Take care. Be healthy, be safe, and love your family.